Good morning, you listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm at NeoCon, first day of the show, on the 11th floor of the Mart in the Sustainability Lab, and I'm with Jeffrey Sommer, head of marketing with Tate, and with Isaiah Walston, head of sustainability with Tate. How you guys doing?
Doing good, sir.
Terrific.
Jeffrey, you and I are not strangers with each other. You've had a long marketing career in the flooring business, and it's good to have you over here.
Yeah, thank you.
And I want to catch up on the Tate message around sustainability. So, Isaiah, how did you end up over at Tate?
I was impressed by their corporate sustainability commitments called Planet Passionate, and it is their targets and outline around carbon, energy, waste, water, and circularity. And that really drew me to the company, those goals.
Okay.
And then working in the raised access flooring is an amazing product because of its sustainability attributes.
And you've been there about a year now?
Yes, sir.
So tell us, what are you telling people up here in the lab about raised access floors and the whole sustainability message?
First, want to make sure everyone's aware that we have the declarations, the transparency documents that all these third-party rating systems are looking for, like environmental product declarations, EPDs, health product declarations, HPDs, but also there's other benefits to the raised access flooring. It's flexible and adaptable, and it is an answer to sustainability and design because the flooring remains the same with different tenant fit outs or different redesigns. That flooring stays the same, and it's easily adaptable to the new design that's going into the space. And beyond that, when you're using the underfloor air distribution, you're also saving energy. Energy use intensity goes down because of the way the air is circulated. You can bring in warmer air and not cool the air as much to get that perfect 71 degree temperature that you're looking for because it's moving the air up and out and not trying to circulate.
So raised access floors have been around for a long time, and you're really just still telling the same message that you can put the air closer to the person in the dwelling, and you don't have to pump all that forced air up into the ceiling and then back down because they're closer to the floor anyway, right?
Correct. Same technology still being utilized.
And it's also a savings on copper too, and copper's super expensive because now you just run the electrical or whatever the wiring system in, run it on the floor, and then straight up to where the user uses it, right?
Correct. So there's a safety component to that as well. The subcontractors, the installers are working on ground level. They don't have to be up in the plenary space or in the ceiling. And it is very adaptable, so easily reconfigured, and eliminates ductwork with the underfloor air distribution system.
So I know this has been more adapted in Europe. Has the adaptation of this system in the U.S. continued to pick up?
It has. In different markets, it has continued to grow. Europe still leads the way and still recognizes the benefits of raised access flooring. We're still trying to get that message out here in the U.S.
Which segments are adapting it most readily?
I would say we've seen a major uptick with the mass timber industry because there is less penetrations and ductwork that would have to be managed if it's above. So keeping that all underfloor really keeps the aesthetic that mass timber is trying to bring to the market.
You're talking about the whole new open ceiling systems that are going in, but what segments as far as office, healthcare, education, what other segments are adopting it?
It can be deployed in any sector. We're seeing a lot with schools, libraries, labs, casinos, or just to name a few.
So Jeff, tell me how's business going?
I think what Isaiah was saying is very true. There's a lot of different opportunities out there and coming up on a lot of cool office spaces that people are now designing with raised access floors so that, designers, and we're here at NeoCon, they're very interested in the design. What I'm telling everybody here is that if you put all the mechanicals and everything under floor, your design takes shape above the floor, and you don't have to deal with all the obstacles. A lot of what we're seeing right now is newer office spaces that are being developed, but libraries and airports and either office buildings or even office buildings with data centers, certainly, it's still a viable product for data centers as well.
Last time I talked to you, Tate was expanding its production and was opening new factories in the U.S. in different places in the country, right?
Yeah, certainly. The data center side of the business is growing exponentially. So yes, we've opened couple different plants, one in Pocahontas, and we just acquired a building in Kentucky near Lexington that is going to be another facility for manufacturing. But the current raised access floor is still manufactured in the same factory in Red Lion, Pennsylvania that it has been since the 1960s and continues to do so even to today.
And you have options on what the wear surface can be, right?
Yes, finishes are up to the designer, and we have a finishes brochure here that when we talk to designers, whatever they can imagine to put on the floor, we will figure out how to put it there and use the accessibility of the floor to its great degree. And that's what you want, right? You're not going to put an access floor in and then cover it up and never use it. So what you want to do is find something that is either a magnetic backing, which we do, and this also does not limit you to just the squares, the 2x2 panels, right? You can do free lay, you can also do the magnetic, but you can do it in a way that's more aesthetically pleasing to the designer.
As long as raised access flooring has been around, you still need to do the missionary work of being up here and telling designers about it?
Absolutely, and that is what my main focus is as a marketing person for Tate, is really being the evangelist, I think, of the reasons why you should be using raised access floor. We are a global company. Our European partners, it's really a no-brainer in Europe to do a raised access floor, and they do them all over the place. It's about 90% of those buildings are built that way. Here it's less than 10%. And again, I'm trying to be that evangelist to say this is the right way to do it, and not only from a sustainability standpoint, but flexibility and just the environment being more efficient as well.
So you're, like I said earlier, a seasoned flooring person. We're at the Mart. What do you think of the traffic this first day?
I think it's amazing, actually. It started yesterday, too, with a lot of the sort of a preview, but it was open for about 4 hours, and there was a ton of people coming through here, at least the lab, and very interested in a lot of the products that we're showing at the lab here, including, obviously, the raised access floor solution.
And we should tell people that any of the flooring companies that have kind of a sustainable message, they're here, right? I mean, it's
Absolutely, they're here, and we're proud to be a part of that.
Hey guys, it was great to spend time with you again. Been talking to Isaiah Walston and Jeffrey Sommer with Tate Raised Access Floors, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.